In the days that followed, Alex and Queen Vela worked tirelessly to restore harmony and trust among the people. Slowly, life returned to normal in the city. Shops reopened, children played again, and the palace buzzed with positive energy. The combined effort of humans and Xylarians showed that peace was not just possible, but flourishing. Still, Alex understood that challenges remained. Many were still uncertain and fearful, watching closely for signs of trouble. Queen Vela addressed her people regularly, encouraging patience and hope. Alex stood beside her, a constant symbol of unity. One bright morning, while inspecting reconstruction efforts in a damaged neighborhood, Alex was approached by Mia. She looked worried and handed him an urgent report. "What's wrong, Mia?" Alex asked carefully. "It's another group of rebels," she said softly, glancing around cautiously. "They've secretly organized and are plotting another strike against your marriage." Alex felt disappointment wash over him but stayed calm. "Do we know who leads them?" "Not yet," Mia admitted. "But they are gathering supporters fast. We need to act quickly." Alex decided to inform Queen Vela immediately. Together, they discussed the best approach. "We must not let them disrupt our progress," Queen Vela said firmly. "But we must also understand their concerns. Let's arrange a meeting with representatives." "Good idea," Alex agreed. "Dialogue may be the best path forward." A meeting was arranged quickly. Representatives from the rebels arrived cautiously, led by a man named Marcus, who appeared both angry and frightened. "Marcus, please speak openly." Alex encouraged him gently. "We want to understand your concerns." Marcus hesitated, then spoke passionately. "We fear losing our identity. Humans and Xylarians are too different. How can our ways survive if we mix so closely?" Queen Vela spoke softly, carefully choosing her words. "Marcus, unity doesn't mean losing who we are. It means learning and growing together. Our cultures can strengthen each other." Marcus listened, clearly uncertain but less aggressive. Alex stepped forward, his voice sincere. "We understand your fear, but change doesn't have to erase our identities. It can enhance them. Together, we build something better for future generations." Marcus finally nodded slowly, though doubt lingered in his eyes. "We'll think about what you said, but many still need convincing." As the representatives left, Alex felt hopeful yet cautious. They had made progress, but the peace was still fragile. Over the following weeks, Alex and Vela carefully guided their people, showcasing cooperation between humans and Xylarians through joint projects and public events. Citizens slowly began to see the benefits clearly, and opposition gradually weakened. However, tension remained in smaller groups who continued to resist change. One evening, Alex and Vela visited a community center rebuilt jointly by human and Xylarian volunteers. They watched proudly as families from both species shared meals and stories, laughing and enjoying each other's company. "This is true peace," Vela whispered to Alex happily. "People coming together without fear." "Yes," Alex agreed, smiling gently. "This proves our efforts are worth every struggle." Suddenly, Mia arrived urgently, interrupting their joyful moment. "We have trouble. Marcus's group is moving. They plan a demonstration tomorrow. It could turn violent." Alex sighed deeply, but determination filled his voice. "We'll attend the demonstration and speak directly. Maybe we can ease their fears." The next morning, crowds gathered anxiously in the city square. Marcus stood prominently, his voice strong and angry, calling for separation between humans and Xylarians. Tension filled the air. Alex stepped forward calmly, Vela at his side. "Marcus, listen to us. Fear divides us, but hope unites. Look around you. Our people are already living in harmony." Marcus hesitated slightly, clearly conflicted. "But our identity, our traditions, what about them?" "They remain strong," Queen Vela assured clearly. "Unity respects diversity. We can celebrate who we are together." Marcus stood quietly, absorbing her words. Slowly, many in the crowd began nodding, Understanding the truth behind their leader's sincere message, finally, Marcus lowered his voice, emotion evident in his expression. Perhaps you're right. Maybe we feared losing ourselves, but together we might become stronger. The crowd responded positively, relief spreading quickly. Alex and Vela smiled at each other, knowing another important step toward lasting peace was achieved. That evening, back at the palace, Alex and Vela reflected quietly on the day's success. Each victory brings us closer to true harmony. Alex sighed thoughtfully. Queen Vela smiled warmly, her eyes filled with gratitude. Yes, and every step shows us how strong we truly are together. Together, they knew challenges would continue. But with patience, courage, and understanding, they felt confident their shared dream of lasting peace was within reach. After the chaos settled, Alex and Queen Vela stood together, looking around the damaged throne room. Guards and palace workers rushed to help the wounded and clean the mess left behind by the attack. Alex felt heavy sadness in his heart, knowing that some people still resisted peace strongly enough to fight violently. "We must help the injured and rebuild trust," Queen Vela said softly. Her eyes filled with deep concern. Alex nodded in agreement. "You're right. Our first job is to show everyone our unity." They moved quickly, comforting injured guards and speaking gently to confused citizens who remained. Seeing the two of them work closely together began to calm fears and build hope. Commander Jake Collins approached Alex, looking ashamed but determined. "Alex, I'm sorry. I didn't see how far the opposition would go." Alex placed a reassuring hand on Jake's shoulder. "It's all right, Jake. You were just cautious. Now, we need to convince everyone else that peace is possible." Jake nodded seriously. "You can count on my support. From now on, I'm with you fully." Queen Vela smiled warmly at Jake, showing appreciation. "Your help means much, Commander. Together, we can make a difference." Soon after, they learned Lyra had escaped during the chaos. Alex knew she was still dangerous, determined to disrupt the peace. They had to find her quickly. The next day, Alex, Vela, and Jake met to discuss a plan. Mia also joined them, bringing new information. Reports indicate Lyra has gathered more rebels. "They're hiding near the mountains outside the city," Mia reported gravely. "We must find them before they cause more harm," Queen Vela said firmly. "Agreed," Alex said thoughtfully. "But we must handle this carefully. Any violence could destroy all the progress we've made." Jake suggested a cautious approach. "We can send a small team to speak with them first. Maybe they'll surrender without a fight." "That's wise," Alex agreed. "Vela and I should be there personally. Showing unity directly might convince them." "Queen." Vela looked uncertain but finally nodded. "Yes, our presence may persuade them, but we must have protection." They quickly prepared a small group, including Zane, the trusted guard. Early the next morning, they left quietly, traveling towards the mountains. Alex felt nervous but determined. This confrontation could decide the future of peace. When they arrived near the rebels' camp, they moved quietly to avoid detection. Zane carefully led them through rough paths until they saw the rebels clearly ahead. Lyra stood at their center, speaking passionately. Alex stepped forward calmly, hands raised to show he meant no harm. "Lyra, we come in peace. Let's talk." The rebels immediately turned, weapons drawn. But Lyra raised her hand, signaling them to wait. Her eyes were cold, but she listened. "Speak quickly, Alex Carter," Lyra said sharply. "Why have you come?" "We come to end this peacefully," Alex responded clearly. "Your fight only continues the suffering. Queen Vela and I want true peace." Queen Vela joined Alex, speaking firmly but gently. "Lyra, violence will only lead to more pain. Trust our intentions. Please, join us in rebuilding our world." Lyra hesitated slightly, doubt briefly crossing her face. But then anger returned, stronger than before. "How can I trust you, Vela? You chose a human over your people." "I chose peace over war, Queen," Vela replied passionately. "Alex is a good man, and our union can heal our people. Don't let hatred blind you." Lyra's voice trembled slightly, revealing her inner conflict. I cannot surrender easily, Queen Vela. I must protect our heritage. Our heritage includes peace and understanding, Vela said gently. Lyra, we were once friends. Trust me again. Alex stepped forward, his voice calm and sincere. Lyra, we understand your fears. But peace is worth fighting for, even if it means forgiving past enemies. Lyra lowered her weapon slowly, deep uncertainty showing. But suddenly one rebel angrily shouted, No peace with humans. He fired his weapon, narrowly missing Alex. Instantly, chaos erupted again. Rebels charged forward, fighting fiercely. Zane and Jake quickly protected Alex and Vela, urging them to retreat to safety. But Alex hesitated, unwilling to abandon the hope of peace. Queen Vela spoke loudly, desperate to stop the violence. Enough! Please, listen. Her voice carried, clearly filled with heartfelt emotion. Slowly, fighting paused again, rebels turning uncertainly to their queen. We must end this now, Vela pleaded, tears in her eyes. Please, choose peace. One by one, rebels lowered their weapons again, deeply affected by Vela's genuine words. Lyra stood silently, finally realizing her fight was misguided. I'm sorry, my queen, Lyra said softly, tears of regret now in her eyes. I only wanted to protect our people. I know, Queen Vela replied gently. But peace will protect us best. Join us again, Lyra. Lyra stepped forward slowly, finally embracing Vela. The rebels watched quietly, deeply moved by this powerful display of reconciliation. Back at the palace, Alex and Vela addressed the public together, sharing news of the peaceful resolution. Their message of unity and forgiveness touched hearts everywhere, building new trust. That night, Alex sat quietly with Queen Vela, exhausted but hopeful. Today showed peace is possible, despite challenges, Alex said thoughtfully. Vela smiled, warmly, taking his hand gently. Our unity is strong enough to overcome anything. Together, they knew their fight wasn't over yet. Rebuilding trust and unity would take time, patience, and courage. But for the first time, true peace seemed possible, guided by their shared hope and determination. Alex woke the next day feeling nervous yet ready. His decision to marry Queen Vela was spreading fast. Already, tension filled the palace. Alex knew he had to face those who opposed their union soon. Mia was already waiting, looking serious as usual. We have trouble, Mia said without greeting him. What's wrong now? Alex asked, feeling his stomach tighten. Commander Jake Collins has gathered a group of humans who strongly oppose your marriage. He's demanding a meeting with you. Alex sighed deeply. He had expected trouble, but not so soon. Set up the meeting. I'll talk to Jake directly. An hour later, Alex faced Jake and a small group of unhappy humans in a private room. Their eyes showed clear anger and worry. Jake stepped forward, speaking strongly. Alex, you can't do this. Marriage to Queen Vela could be a huge mistake. How do we know this isn't a trick? Jake, it's not a trick, Alex said calmly. Queen Vela truly wants peace. I believe her. But what if you're wrong? Jake argued loudly. What if this marriage leads us straight into a trap? Alex stood firm, his voice steady. Jake, I understand your fears. But if we don't take this risk, peace will never happen. This marriage is our best chance. Jake looked frustrated but nodded slowly. I trust you, Alex, even if I disagree. Just promise you'll stay alert. I promise, Alex assured him sincerely. After the tense meeting, Alex felt exhausted. He knew Jake's worries weren't the only problem. Queen Vela also faced resistance from her people. He went to find her, hoping to offer support. Queen Vela was standing quietly by a large window, gazing at her city. She turned to Alex, worry clear in her eyes. I heard your meeting was difficult, she said softly. Yes, Alex admitted. Some humans are still suspicious. How are your people reacting? Queen Vela sighed gently, Many are hopeful. But a group led by my advisor, Lyra, is openly against our union. Lyra believes marrying a human will weaken Xylaris. Maybe I should speak. With Lyra, Alex suggested thoughtfully. If we can calm her fears, maybe others will follow. Queen Vela looked uncertain but agreed. We can try, but be cautious. Lyra is clever and stubborn. Later, Alex met Lyra in her private quarters. She greeted him coldly, clearly displeased. You should know, Alex Carter, that I strongly oppose this marriage, Lyra said immediately. I understand your worries, Lyra, Alex responded calmly, but peace requires trust. Queen Vela and I trust each other. Trusting an enemy is foolish. Lyra snapped angrily. Humans have caused us great pain. How can marriage erase that? Alex spoke patiently. It can't erase the past, but it can build a new future, free from war. Lyra hesitated briefly, eyes narrowed. I will watch closely, human. If you harm our queen or betray our trust, you will regret it. I would never harm Vela or your people, Alex assured her sincerely. Lyra remained skeptical, but the meeting ended without further conflict. Alex hoped his words had helped, even slightly. Days passed quickly, filled with preparations for the wedding. Alex spent time learning about Xylarian customs and traditions. Queen Vela taught him patiently, and their bond grew stronger with every passing day. One evening, Alex and Queen Vela walked together through the palace gardens. The evening sky was calm, filled with stars shining softly above them. Are you nervous, Alex? Vela asked quietly. A little, Alex admitted honestly. Not about marrying you, but about the challenges we'll face afterward. We will face them together, Vela assured him warmly. I trust you, Alex. You give me hope. Her words touched Alex deeply. He smiled gently, feeling genuinely happy beside her. You give me hope too, Vela, Alex responded sincerely. Our union symbolizes peace and unity. I believe we can overcome anything together. As their wedding day drew closer, the tension in the palace rose again. Reports of protest from humans and Xylarians against their marriage were constant. Still, Alex stayed focused, knowing his decision was right. The night before their wedding, Alex sat alone in his room, feeling reflective. Mia entered quietly, sitting beside him. Are you ready, Alex? She asked gently. Yes, Alex said confidently. It's strange. I never thought I'd marry an alien queen. Yet now it feels completely right. Mia smiled warmly. You're doing something brave and important. Both our worlds need this marriage to succeed. Thank you, Mia, Alex said sincerely. Your support means everything. The next morning, the palace buzzed with excitement and tension. Alex dressed carefully, wearing a simple yet elegant uniform designed by Xylarian tailors. He felt ready, despite his nerves. The throne room was beautifully decorated, full of colorful crystals and flowers. Guests from both worlds watched eagerly. Queen Vela looked stunning in a shimmering gown, her eyes bright with anticipation. As they stood together before everyone, ready to pledge their vows, a loud noise echoed from outside. Confusion spread quickly. What's happening? Alex asked, immediately concerned. I don't know, Vela replied, worry clear on her face. Suddenly, Lyra entered the throne room, her expression panicked. We are under attack. Rebels against your union have stormed the palace. Chaos erupted instantly. Guards rushed to protect Alex and Vela, but fighting quickly filled the throne room. Alex held Vela close, determined to keep her safe. We must stop this violence, Vela shouted desperately. Alex agreed immediately. Together, we can. Let's show them unity now. Standing bravely side by side, they faced the angry attackers. Alex raised his voice, powerful and steady. Stop. We seek peace, not more war. Lay down your weapons. Our union is not betrayal. It is hope for a better future. Slowly, some attackers paused, uncertain. Queen Vela also spoke loudly, clearly. Listen to Alex. We must end violence, not continue it. trust in our desire for peace and unity. Gradually, fighting stopped. Many rebels hesitated, uncertain of their cause now. Alex saw relief and determination in Vela's eyes. Finally, silence filled the throne room. Alex and Vela stood proudly, their message of unity strong. Rebels dropped their weapons, ashamed and uncertain. "Thank you," Alex said clearly. Relief, evident in his voice. Peace requires courage. Today you've shown true bravery. Queen Vela smiled gently, her hand firmly in Alex's. Together, we will heal our worlds. Peace begins now. Alex woke early the next morning, still troubled by Queen Vela's unexpected marriage proposal. Sunlight streamed gently through the crystal window of his quarters, casting soft, colorful patterns on the walls. He rubbed his eyes, took a deep breath, and stood up, feeling the pressure of his important choice. After dressing in a simple uniform, Alex went to find Mia Barnes. He trusted her judgment and knew she would help him make sense of things. He found Mia sitting at a small table, reviewing documents carefully. "Good morning, Mia," Alex greeted her softly. Mia looked up, smiling slightly. "Morning, Alex. Did you get any rest?" "Some," Alex admitted. "But my mind kept turning over Vela's proposal." Mia nodded understandingly. "It's a big decision. But we can handle it. Let's discuss this carefully." They sat together, talking about the potential impacts. Mia explained how the marriage would send a powerful message of peace, but warned of complications that could arise, especially from those who oppose the union. "Not everyone wants peace," Mia reminded him seriously. "Commander Jake Collins will be a problem. He believes this marriage could be a trap. Jake always thinks everything is a trap," Alex said with a small smile. "But he's not entirely wrong to be cautious." "True," Mia agreed. "We must be careful." But Queen Vela seemed sincere. "Maybe we should spend more time with her and her people to better understand their intentions." Alex agreed this was wise. Later that morning, he went to meet Queen Vela. This time she greeted him warmly, but did not approach him aggressively. Her expression was calm and friendly, which helped Alex relax. "I'm glad you returned, Alex," Queen Vela said kindly. "Have you considered my proposal?" Alex nodded thoughtfully. "I have. It's important for me to understand your people better before deciding. Can you show me around your city?" Queen Vela smiled genuinely. "Of course. Come with me." She led Alex through Xylaris, showing him beautiful gardens filled with unusual plants that shimmered in vibrant colors. He saw families and children playing, their laughter echoing softly. But he also noticed scars of war buildings still damaged, areas clearly suffering from recent battles. Queen Vela paused beside a damaged building, her eyes sad. "This war has hurt both our worlds deeply, Alex. We must end it permanently." "I understand," Alex replied sincerely. "I want the same thing. But marriage is a big step. It changes many things." "Yes," Vela agreed softly. "But sometimes great changes require bold actions." As they continued walking, Alex asked more questions about Vela's life. She spoke openly about her role as queen, her dedication to protecting her people, and her dreams of peace. Gradually, Alex realized that beneath her powerful exterior, Queen Vela was deeply caring and sincere. Her determination impressed him greatly. Back at the palace, they shared a meal together, discussing how their union could bring lasting peace. Alex felt comfortable in her presence now, appreciating her wisdom and strength. Later, Mia found Alex deep in thought outside his quarters. "Did the tour help?" she asked gently. "It did," Alex admitted quietly. "Queen Vela is different than I expected. She's strong, caring, and truly wants peace." "That's good," Mia said warmly. "But Jake has arrived and demands to speak with you. He's very concerned." Alex sighed, knowing this conversation wouldn't be easy. Jake was waiting, his expression tense and serious. "Alex," Jake began immediately, "you can't seriously be considering this marriage." "It's risky. I know," Alex responded calmly. But it might be our best chance for peace. Or it might be a trap, Jake insisted, frustration clear in his voice. Think of the danger. Alex placed a hand firmly on Jake's shoulder. Jake, I appreciate your caution, but we must take risks for peace. Trust me to make the right choice. Jake hesitated, then nodded reluctantly. I trust you, Alex, but please be careful. That evening, Alex and Mia discussed everything again. Alex now saw clearly what he needed to do. The choice was still hard, but his heart told him the answer. The next morning, Alex stood once again in Queen Vela's throne room. The courtiers watched anxiously, sensing a major decision was coming. Queen Vela rose gracefully from her throne, her eyes hopeful yet cautious. Alex Carter, have you made your decision? Alex stepped forward confidently. I have, Queen Vela. I've thought carefully, and I understand what's at stake. He paused, gathering his courage before continuing clearly. I accept your proposal. I will marry you. Together, we will bring peace and unity to our peoples. A moment of silence filled the room, then joyous cheers erupted from many Xylarians present. Queen Vela smiled warmly, her eyes sparkling with relief and happiness. Thank you, Alex, she said softly, stepping closer but respectfully this time. You've made a brave choice. It was necessary, Alex replied gently. I believe in peace and unity, just like you. After the announcement, Alex returned to his quarters feeling both relieved and anxious. Mia met him, looking pleased yet worried. Alex, you've done something incredible, she said proudly. But now comes the hard part facing the resistance. Alex nodded knowingly. I understand. We'll handle it together. He spent the evening thinking about what came next. Marrying Queen Vela was just the beginning. He knew challenges lay ahead, especially from those opposed to their union. But Alex felt confident. Peace required bravery, and he'd chosen courage. That night, Queen Vela visited him briefly, offering her gratitude once more. Our journey won't be easy, Alex, she admitted. But with unity, we'll overcome. Alex smiled warmly, genuinely touched. Together, Vela, we'll show both our worlds that peace is possible. Queen Vela left, leaving Alex alone to consider his future. The decision felt right, even if it meant uncertainty. Alex knew peace was worth fighting for, no matter how difficult. The path ahead. Alex Carter felt his heart pounding as his spaceship landed smoothly on the alien planet Xylaris. He was here as a diplomat, tasked with negotiating peace after a long and terrible war. Looking through the window, Alex saw the planet clearly for the first time. It was different, strange, yet somehow beautiful, with deep purple skies and cities made from crystal-like structures that glowed softly. He took a deep breath and stood up, straightening his uniform. He knew this mission was important, and he needed to be brave. The hatch opened with a hiss, and Alex stepped outside into the warm, fresh air. He was immediately greeted by a tall, slender alien named Zane, who was the chief guard. Zane had bright eyes, silvery skin, and moved gracefully as he bowed respectfully. Welcome to Xylaris, human diplomat Alex Carter, Zane said calmly. Queen Vela awaits you in the throne room. Alex nodded politely. Thank you, Zane. Lead the way. As they walked, Alex saw many alien faces staring at him curiously. The war had brought great suffering to both humans and Xylarians, and now everyone hoped for peace. Alex felt the weight of their expectations on his shoulders, yet he moved forward determinedly. The throne room was grand and impressive. Tall crystal pillars stood at each side, reflecting vibrant colors that danced across the walls. At the end of the room was a throne carved from a single large crystal. Sitting on it was Queen Vela. The queen was strikingly beautiful, even by human standards. Her skin was a soft shade of blue, her eyes deep and intense. Long silvery hair flowed down. Her shoulders and her royal gown shimmered with the colors of a distant star. She watched Alex intently as he approached. Queen Vela, Alex began respectfully, bowing slightly. I come in peace, hoping our two peoples can find a way forward together. The queen slowly rose from her throne, her movements elegant yet powerful. She stepped down and walked toward Alex, her gaze never wavering. I too wish for peace, Alex Carter, she replied, her voice smooth yet commanding. But peace requires more than just words. It requires unity, a strong bond. Alex nodded, understanding her point. I am ready to discuss any terms you propose. Your Majesty. Suddenly, without warning, Queen Vela moved quickly and pinned Alex against the nearest crystal pillar. Alex froze, eyes wide with shock, as the queen stood very close to him. Her gaze was fierce, yet he saw something else in her eyes, a mixture of determination and hope. You want peace, human? Queen Vela said softly but firmly. Then wed me. Alex's heart skipped a beat, and he felt a rush of confusion and surprise. Wed you? He repeated, barely able to believe her words. Queen Vela nodded slowly. Yes, marriage between us will symbolize unity and end this dreadful conflict. It will show our peoples that we are committed to a peaceful future. Alex tried to catch his breath, his mind racing. He had expected difficult negotiations, intense debates, and compromises, but never this. He knew the stakes were high, but marriage to an alien queen was beyond anything he had considered. He looked around the throne room, noticing that all eyes were on him. Zane watched carefully, his expression unreadable. Other courtiers and guards were silent, waiting to hear Alex's answer. He felt trapped, yet oddly captivated by Queen Vela's boldness. Your Majesty, Alex finally managed to say, his voice steady despite his racing thoughts. This proposal is quite unexpected. I must admit, I am surprised. Vela smiled gently, easing her hold slightly but staying close. I understand it is unusual. But think carefully, Alex. Our marriage could ensure peace for generations. You came here to end suffering, did you not? Alex nodded slowly. Yes, I did. I wish for peace more than anything. But a marriage would change everything, personally and politically. I must consider this carefully. Queen Vela stepped back, releasing Alex. Her eyes softened slightly. Of course, you have time. But know this without a gesture of unity as strong as marriage, true peace may never be achieved. Alex took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. I appreciate your honesty and openness, Your Majesty. Allow me some time to speak with my advisor and carefully weigh this decision. The Queen inclined her head gracefully. Very well, Diplomat Carter. I await your answer, but please consider wisely. The future of both our worlds depends on it. With a respectful bow, Alex turned and walked from the throne room, heart pounding wildly in his chest. He needed to think clearly, away from the Queen's powerful presence. Outside the room, Zane stood quietly, observing him carefully. Quite a proposal, wasn't it? Zane said softly, a hint of amusement in his tone. Alex sighed, managing a small, uncertain smile. Yes, quite. Not what I expected at all. Zane nodded. Thoughtfully, Queen Vela cares deeply for our people. Her proposal is sincere, Alex Carter. Consider her words carefully. Alex appreciated Zane's honest advice. I will, Zane. Thank you. He made his way back to his quarters, finding Mia Barnes waiting anxiously for him. She quickly noted his troubled expression and approached. Alex, what happened? Mia asked, clearly concerned. He looked at her, taking a deep breath to steady himself. Queen Vela proposed marriage as a condition for peace. Mia's eyes widened in shock. Marriage? Are you serious? Alex nodded solemnly. Yes, she believes it's the only way to truly unite our peoples. I need your guidance. Mia paused thoughtfully, her face reflecting the seriousness of the situation. This is unexpected, but perhaps she's right. It's bold, risky, but potentially very effective. We must think carefully. Alex sat down, feeling the weight of responsibility heavier than ever. I never imagined I'd have to make such a personal sacrifice. Mia placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. I know, Alex, but remember, you're here because you're brave enough to make difficult choices. Whatever you decide, I trust you'll do what's best for both humans and Xylarians. Alex smiled gratefully, feeling comforted by her trust. He knew he had a difficult decision ahead, one that would shape the future of two worlds forever. As weeks turned into months, the peace Luke and Zara had worked tirelessly to create continued to grow stronger. Humans and aliens cooperated on numerous projects, forming deep friendships and bonds of trust. Yet Luke knew constant vigilance remained necessary. As peace required careful nurturing. One clear morning, Luke and Zara received unexpected visitors from Earth. Ambassador Lin and her delegation arrived at the palace, eager to witness firsthand the success of the alliance. Luke welcomed Lin warmly, pleased to have another opportunity to strengthen human-alien bonds. Luke, Ambassador Lin began earnestly, the alliance has inspired many on Earth. However, some remain doubtful. They worry that our differences could still create problems. Luke nodded understandingly. Ambassador, differences can unite rather than divide us. Here, we focus on respect, understanding, and trust. Zara added softly, our experiences have taught us that sincere actions speak louder than words. We invite you to see for yourself. Luke and Zara guided Ambassador Lin around the palace and city, proudly showing joint educational projects, scientific research, and cultural celebrations. Ambassador Lin watched thoughtfully, clearly impressed by the genuine cooperation. However, their peaceful tour was suddenly interrupted by troubling news. Valen approached them quickly, worry evident in his expression. Princess Zara, Luke, Valen said urgently, we've just received a disturbing report. A remote colony, shared by humans and aliens, has experienced sudden conflict. Initial reports suggest deliberate sabotage to incite division. Luke's heart sank. Which colony, Valen? Colony Unity, Valen answered gravely. It symbolizes our alliance. This attack could severely harm our efforts. Luke turned decisively to Ambassador Lin. Ambassador, would you accompany us to investigate? Your presence could help reassure both humans and aliens there. Certainly, Ambassador Lin agreed promptly. Soon, Luke, Zara, and Ambassador Lin traveled swiftly to Colony Unity. Upon arrival, they saw clear signs of tension. Humans and aliens stood separately, exchanging suspicious glances and harsh words. Luke immediately stepped forward, speaking clearly and calmly. Friends, please listen, Luke began earnestly. Fear and anger will not help us find the truth. Let us investigate together, openly and honestly. Slowly, both groups calmed down, willing to cooperate. Zara, gently addressing the aliens, encouraged patience and understanding. Ambassador Lin reassured the humans similarly, helping ease their fears. Together, they carefully examined the evidence. Soon, it became clear that sabotage was deliberately executed by a small group intending to disrupt the alliance. Witnesses identified both humans and aliens involved. Luke, troubled but calm, addressed everyone firmly. This incident proves that unity remains essential. Those responsible wish to divide us through fear and suspicion. We cannot let them succeed. Zara, standing firmly beside Luke, added quietly, our strength lies in facing challenges together. We must show that our unity is stronger than their attempts to divide us. Ambassador Lin spoke clearly, her voice steady. I have seen firsthand the power of this alliance. Let us not allow the actions of a few to harm the trust built between our peoples. Gradually, humans and aliens started talking openly again, rebuilding trust carefully and thoughtfully. Luke felt encouraged by their willingness to cooperate despite challenges. After resolving the immediate tension, Luke, Zara, and Ambassador Lin traveled back to the palace, reflecting deeply on the events. Ambassador, Luke said thoughtfully, your support was crucial. Humans and aliens both needed reassurance that Earth stands firmly behind unity. Ambassador Lin smiled warmly. Seeing your dedication firsthand, Luke, convinces me more than ever of our alliance's importance. Back at the palace, Luke continued monitoring the situation at Colony Unity closely. He knew peace required consistent effort, vigilance, and sincere commitment. Zara remained by his side, encouraging and supporting him. One peaceful evening, Luke and Zara sat quietly together in the garden, enjoying a rare moment of calm. "We face many challenges," Zara said softly, gently holding Luke's hand. "Yet, each one has made our bond stronger." Luke smiled warmly, nodding. "Together, Zara, we've shown everyone that differences can unite rather than divide." Their peaceful moment was suddenly interrupted by a surprising visitor. Valen approached swiftly, excitement evident in his expression. "Luke, Princess Zara," Valen announced eagerly, "there's wonderful news. Colony Unity has fully recovered from the recent tensions. Humans and aliens there are recommitted even more strongly to cooperation." Luke felt immense relief and happiness. "That's excellent news, Valen. Their resilience and commitment inspire us all." Zara smiled gratefully, squeezing Luke's hand warmly. "Our people's courage and sincerity continue to amaze me." Days later, Luke and Zara hosted a large celebration honoring Colony Unity's renewed dedication. Ambassador Lin spoke movingly, praising both humans and aliens for their bravery and trust. "Let this be a reminder," Ambassador Lin concluded passionately, "that unity and understanding truly overcome fear and division." Applause filled the hall. Luke, deeply moved, stood to speak clearly and sincerely. "Today we celebrate resilience, bravery, and genuine unity. Challenges test us, yet together we remain strong. Every step forward makes our bond unbreakable." Zara stepped beside him gracefully, adding softly, "We face many tests, but our unity grows stronger each time. Let us continue building a future of lasting peace and genuine friendship." The celebration continued joyfully, with humans and aliens sharing stories, laughter, and hopeful dreams for the future. Luke observed thoughtfully, deeply satisfied by the peace they had built yet aware of its delicate nature. Later, alone again with Zara, Luke felt peaceful yet determined. "Every victory gives us strength, Zara, but our work never ends." Zara smiled warmly, gently leaning against him. "Our unity will overcome any challenge, Luke. Together, we'll continue protecting what we've built." Luke nodded thoughtfully, holding Zara close. The challenges they faced had strengthened their bond and their people's unity. With Zara beside him, Luke felt confident that together they would continue building a future of peace, trust, and unwavering friendship.